there are going to be moments where you feel uninspired, and there are going to be moments where you feel like your life is a mess and the last thing you need to be worrying about is music. But if you're anything like me, music is very therapeutic for you, and it is kind of a way of releasing the stress and the things that you have going on in your life in a healthy way. I know I don't normally do videos where I'm just talking, but I felt I needed to talk about this. So when you're a creative person, it is inevitable to go through situations where you feel uninspired and inadequate to create. Recently, I've been going through a situation like that, and so I figured it would be the perfect opportunity to share with you 3 things that I've done in the last few weeks that have really helped me to overcome that. Man, it is a beautiful day today. My voice is still working on coming back. It is a beautiful day today. Somehow I appreciate that a little bit extra because the last couple of months, I haven't really been able to go outside. I haven't been looking out any windows, and I've pretty much been on bed rest, which is part of why you haven't seen a lot of videos on this channel in the last couple months. What I've been going through in the last couple months made me kind of think about what to do when you feel uninspired and unable to really channel in your creativity and do what you want to do. So let me explain. We went to our first ultrasound and we actually found out we're having twins. Isn't that insane? Like JJ and I are in complete shock still. Today is Thursday, October 7th, so it's only been 2 days since we found out that we're having 2 babies, not just 1, 2. We're so excited. We're just so excited. We've been trying for so long, and the fact that we have already, had some losses, and now we're finally successful again, but we're getting 2 babies. It feels kind of like we're making up for some lost time. Man, what a roller coaster. Today is Friday, February 4th. A long time has passed since I last recorded anything about my pregnancy. I am recovering from COVID, so my voice sounds weird. It was a lot harder than I thought. I don't even know where to start. Things were going really well. We went in for our 18-week appointment, and at the end of the scan, they found that 1, my cervix was really, really short, and 2, I was already dilated. We're probably gonna have to get you over to labor and delivery. And I was like, wait, are you serious? I think that's exactly what I said. Like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. What I would recommend doing is what's called a cerclage, which is basically where they go in and give you an epidural and go through surgery and stitch up your cervix shut to prevent it from further dilating. Here's the thing about cerclages. There's no guarantee how long it will actually last. After surgery, I had to be on bed rest and was supposed to come back in a week to kind of check on the stitch and make sure that everything was working. As soon as she puts the ultrasound on me, we get a clear picture of baby A, and both JJ and I knew something was wrong as soon as she put the scope on there, and turns out baby A's heart stopped beating. So here we are at 19 weeks, and baby A didn't make it. It was very hard because we didn't really have an explanation as to why that would happen. There are always possibilities, right? There's always something that can go wrong. We just couldn't understand why that was happening. But we had to, stay strong because we knew we had another baby in there and needed to be strong and healthy for him. A few days pass, about 3 or 4 days from the appointment. So we call the doctor, and the doctor says, yes, go into labor and delivery. We'll get you checked out and see what's going on. And the doctor tells us that they think that it's basically baby A was so big and developed at this point that rather than it being absorbed by the other placenta, it's basically he's trying to induce labor. The deterioration of baby A's placenta is causing an infection in my body, and if we waited any longer, I would have serious issues, and the infection would go into my bloodstream and start shutting down my organs. So the doctor says, here's what we gotta do. We gotta cut open the stitch. Basically just let your body go into labor. Because you're only at 21 weeks, there's really no chance of viability for baby B to survive. And typically what we see with deliveries is they either die in the process, so their heart stops before you even deliver, or they're born alive but only last a few minutes. They brought baby B and put him right on my chest, and his heart was beating. He was good. He moved a couple times. I just looked at him and he looked so perfect. So, of course I asked, where's my other son? So they bring him to me too, and try to just be with them for as long as I could. Here we are, like January 16th, and our Christmas tree is still up. And it's just all the babies. We had the car seats and the strollers in the front room that had been delivered. It's just too much. A few days later, I finally get home. I'm still on antibiotics after they like pumped a bunch of antibiotics through my IV. And I'm on bed rest basically. I'm just kind of taking it easy. And literally like 3 days later, I start feeling sick. Both JJ and I test and mine's positive. JJ's thankfully is negative. And I'm like, because I didn't need one more thing to happen right now. Right when I feel like I'm getting better and I could finally process things and we're gonna have our burial service, of course I get COVID. So we pushed things out another week. So we finally had the graveside service last weekend. And I don't know, it feels like a little bit of closure in the process. These past few weeks, I've been at home and I've been on like this hybrid bed rest situation where I'm not supposed to do a lot of things. And it's been really difficult. Aside from dealing with everything mentally and emotionally, it's been very, very difficult to channel my creative energy and kind of jump back in to what is YouTube and my music. With this renewed perspective of things, I figured it would be the perfect opportunity to talk a little bit about what you do when you feel uninspired, but you know you need to create or you want to create and you think it's a good step for you. And kind of just some of the things that I did as soon as I was able to help me kind of jump back into my creativity and jump back into normal life. Once I was feeling healthy enough to actually like sit at my desk and kind of just think about things related to music, I sat down and I made a list. So I've kind of broken it down into 3 things. 1, actually get up and do it, no matter what. If you've actually made a list of things that you need to do, then you need to get up and actually start. If you never start, it's gonna be even harder to start. So just get up and perform the first task on your list. Once you do the first task on your list, it's going to feel a lot easier to tackle the rest of the list. And it's going to be some sort of distraction to kind of get you away from your own thoughts and everything else that you have going on and just kind of get started. Tip number 2 is don't give up. If you've set up a timeline for you to do something, don't just start it and never finish it. Actually finish what you've started. Do everything that needs to happen for you to consider it to be finished, because even if it's the crappiest beat you've ever made or the crappiest song or whatever it is you're creating, even if it's the worst you've ever created, you've at least finished it. And there's some sort of sense of accomplishment behind that creates momentum to allow you to continue and move forward. Tip number 3, something that comes naturally to an artist is, especially in the moments where you feel uninspired, is that you kind of feel like overwhelmed and you feel like no matter what you create, it's not going to be good enough. There's so many people that are so much more talented than you. And that's just kind of a natural thing that happens to most creative minds and people in creative fields, just because everything is so subjective. And sometimes we can be our own worst critic. So tip number 3 for you guys is just remember to have fun. Remember why you're doing this. And something that helps me do that is to just listen to past projects that I'm really proud of and kind of just like remember how good they are and how much progress and how much things I learned and how proud I am that those things were released or completed. It helps you remember that you have the potential to create great things. Somehow that feeling just gives you momentum to try again and see what else you can come up with, see what other great things you can create. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully that was helpful to you if you've been feeling uninspired, or in situations where you may feel uninspired, you can remember those 3 things that helped me personally get over kind of a lull of creativity. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, hit that thumbs up. I know that everybody has a lot of crap that they're going through, and you know, feel free to share what you're going through in the comments. Hit that thumbs up if you like this video, and make sure you're subscribed because like I said, I have a lot of videos coming in the pipeline, so you won't want to miss them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for your support and for continuing to watch my content. I hope you guys enjoy the things I have in store for you in the future, and keep making beats.